Good morning, my name is Jack and I'm a cranial specialist here at the Cranial Center in Hackensack, New Jersey. This video is a demonstration on how we apply the baby's helmet, how we care for the helmet, how we care for the baby, and how we resolve problems. So, approximately 2 weeks ago, a scan of your child's head was taken on the computer with all of the anomalies, any flatness, any issues that were concerning were corrected at that point. This particular helmet that I have right now is a completed helmet of a baby that was scanned 2 weeks ago. If you look, both the right and the left side are even now. From front to back, we see a nice curve, which is the corrected version of this particular child's head. From this point, the helmet with the particular design that you are interested in was fabricated over top of this. This is the shape that your child's head will grow into, provided the helmet is worn 22 hours a day. If the helmet is not worn 22 hours a day, there is no way to control your baby's growth nor the baby's correction. I will now go through the demonstration of how we apply the helmet, how we fit the helmet on the children, and how we safely get them from today's meeting to the end of treatment. So, when we are putting a helmet on the baby, initially what we want to do is we want to be on the side of the baby where the helmet has the split on it. So in other words, I am here where the split is and I will be on this particular side. I'm going to face this towards me. So now when I put the baby's helmet on, my thumbs go down here in the ear hole and they spread the helmet. The wider you spread the helmet, the easier it's going to go on your child's head. Now I will demonstrate how the helmet will be applied to the baby. Again, my thumbs are in the ear hole, I spread it very wide, I come in from the back, and I slip the helmet on the baby's head. The suggested way to apply the baby's helmet is to have the baby safely sitting in something like a bumbo seat. Okay? Because this way the baby is securely held in place while you are applying the helmet. You again want to be on the side of the Velcro while putting the helmet on and taking it off. The taking it off process is exactly the same. Your thumbs go in the ear holes, we spread it very wide, and then the helmet comes off. Again, spreading it wide to put the helmet on. Once the helmet is on your child's head, before securing the Velcro, you want to evaluate where the ears are and make sure that the ears are approximately in the center of the ear hole. When the ears are in the center of the ear hole, the baby's face will be perfectly centered within the picture frame of the front of the helmet. In other words, like this. And that's how the helmet goes on, that's how the helmet comes off of the baby. Now we're going to go over the part that gives most people some concern, is how do we clean the helmet and how is the baby broken into the helmet on a day-to-day basis. You'll be handed a pamphlet at the beginning of the fitting process. The back page of the pamphlet at this point is really the most important page for you. You can keep this and read through it if you have the time. Otherwise, you're going to want to pay particular attention to this front and back sheet here, the wear and care instructions. So we're going to start on the front side that has a little schedule on it up here. On that schedule, we try to break the babies into the helmet over a period of 5 days. And the way that the break-in process goes is, on day 1, the helmet is on for an hour, off for an hour, on for an hour, off for an hour, as many times as you can in one day. The baby does not take a nap in it on the first day, and the baby does not sleep at night with it on the first day. The next day, the second day of helmet application, It's on for 2 hours, off for 1 hour, on for 2 hours, off for 1 hour. Again, as many times as you can. The baby does not nap in the helmet, and the baby does not sleep in the helmet on the second day. The third day, it goes up to 4 hours on, 1 hour off, 4 hours on, 1 hour off, as many times as you can. At this point, on the third day, yes, the baby is allowed to take a nap with it, and yes, the baby can sleep at night with it. However, and this is extremely important, if we are finding red marks on your child's head, in particular, those red marks would appear more than likely along the forehead, just above the ears, where there are two little bony prominences. We have to look carefully about red marks in that area. If we're seeing red marks in those areas that are a deep red mark, which would raise a flag that this could cause a problem, we don't go to day 3. I prefer that you would stay on day 1 or day 2 for an extra day or 2, ensuring that your baby's skin does not break down. So again, if we are seeing deep red marks on your baby's skin, eventually that skin will break down. Do not go to day 3. Stay on day 1 or day 2, and gradually those red marks will get less and less, and then we can proceed forward. It's better to get to the day 5 schedule in 8 days without any skin irritation, rather than to rush to get to day 5 and wind up with your child having a skin breakdown. If your child's skin breaks down, we must discontinue using the helmet until your child is fully healed up. So, if everything is proceeding well, we're moving along here on the schedule, and eventually we're going to get to day 5. On day 5 schedule, the baby is expected to wear the helmet for 22 hours a day. The baby is still going to get an hour break. However, we don't give them just one 1-hour break. It's preferable to break that hour down into 6 10-minute breaks. This way, we can remove the helmet about every 2 hours. Let your baby's head cool down a little bit, because the helmet is hot. Your baby is going to be sweaty. So 6 10-minute breaks are better than one 1-hour break. It will be more comfortable for your child. During those 10-minute breaks, what we would like to see parents do is, when the helmet is removed, have a paper towel ready with some cool water on it. Okay, run this under some cool water. As soon as you remove the helmet from your child's head and that salty perspiration hits the air, it's going to make your child want to scratch their head really hard. We do not want them to scratch their head. That will cause skin breakdown. And again, that is a bad thing. Be sure your child's fingernails are trimmed properly. As soon as you take off the helmet, with the cool paper towel, wipe your baby's head down. Get that salt off of them as quickly as possible. Okay, it'll make it much more comfortable for them. It will help them to cool down. We are not soaking the baby's hair at this point. We're just getting the salt off of there. Okay? When you are done with your child's head, getting the salt off of there and the perspiration, what you're going to do then is take your baby's helmet, rinse this cloth out. With fresh water, you're going to wipe out the inside of the helmet and get the perspiration and salt out of there. At this point in time, the helmet is going to have a very distinct offensive odor because of the perspiration. Do not use alcohol wipes, Clorox wipes, baby wipes on your baby's helmet and then reapply it to their head, because that alcohol, Clorox, or baby wipe will cause a burn on your baby's skin. It will be extremely painful for your child, and there's nothing that will resolve that other than just time. So your baby will be very uncomfortable. So do not use anything in the helmet at this point other than water. In the next section, I will be talking about how to clean the helmet. If you find the helmet is very offensive with odors during the break times, you can follow my procedure for how to clean the helmet at that point, where we can safely get it back on your child without burning his skin or her skin. So then you would reapply the helmet to your child and they're ready for their next 2 hours. So that is how we break the babies into the helmet. Do not use another family member's towel, your parents' towels, or anything like that, because they may use a different detergent, and if your child is allergic to that detergent, they will break out, they will wind up with a skin rash, and we will have to discontinue using the helmet until it clears up. Think of your baby as being in a bubble right now. Every time you wash their clothes, whatever detergent you use on their clothes, whatever you use to wash their body or their hair, it stays exactly the same until we are done with the helmet treatment. Do not change anything about how you care for your child in the middle of the helmet process. Okay? So now we're going to flip over this page to the other side of the page, which will have the directions for how to clean the helmet. I've written down a 4-step process down here that works out very well for my babies. If you follow this exactly, you will have success, a clean helmet that smells fairly nice. So my process is as follows. And this process for cleaning a helmet, I'm going to just backtrack for a second. The helmet is worn for 22 hours a day, according to this schedule. The baby has a 1-hour break, 6 10-minute intervals. That's the 23rd hour. The 24th hour is when you would give your baby a bath and when you would clean the helmet. A suggestion is to give your child a bath first so they have time to fully dry, so their hair dries, and then you would clean the helmet after your child is done, so that during that hour of bathing time and drying time, they will be completely dry and ready for the helmet to go back on. So let's just say your child has been bathed and they're safely taken care of in their seat, playpen, or whatever. It's now time to clean the helmet. This is my 4-step process, which will be written out on every instruction form that we hand out. The 4-step process is as follows. Number 1, you're going to use alcohol. Alcohol is the first step as it is written right down here. I put my alcohol in a spray bottle. It works out much better. It's much more easy to control the alcohol spray at this point. Take your alcohol, hold your baby's helmet by the forehead. Turn it upside down. I suggest getting the Velcro out of the way. Take your alcohol, 4 or 5 good solid squirts in there. A clean fresh paper towel or your baby's washcloth, and now you'll get in there and scrub it for about a minute. All the way around, top to bottom. Okay? Just the inside, the white part that's touching your baby's head. You do not have to clean the outside of the helmet. If you do, fine, you can just give that a little wipe down. So you do the alcohol for about 1 minute. Next, you're going to take whatever baby wash you presently use on your child, whether it's Aveeno, Johnson & Johnson, whatever it is. You will put a few drops of your child's baby wash into a bowl with some warm water, and you'll make a sudsy little mix of your child's baby wash. Now you have the alcohol in the helmet. Now you have your child's baby wash. Go right over the alcohol and scrub that. This will make your child's helmet smell a little bit better, so you want to do a thorough job with that. There are going to be little stains in here, food stains from the strained carrots and things like that. If you would like, take a toothbrush, a soft toothbrush, and give it a little bit of a scrubbing to keep it a little bit on the fresher side. Do not scrub hard. You don't want to tear into this foam right here. So do the alcohol for 1 minute, the baby wash for 1 minute. When you're done with that, the next step is we need to run clear water in this. In the directions it says to use a wet or damp towel. That is not this preferred method. The way that I do it is I would go to the shower or to your kitchen sink that has a spray nozzle. You are going to flood this with water. You need to rinse this thoroughly to get all of the baby wash and the alcohol out of there. If any residue is left in there, it will irritate or burn your baby's skin. So, you understand now. Put this right under the water. Keep this Velcro in the back so it doesn't get too wet. Hold it like this with the spray nozzle. Spray it like crazy. Get all of that alcohol, baby wash out of there. When you're done, turn this upside down over the sink or the tub. Let the water drip out. You will then take a dry paper towel and you will wipe it out. This helmet is made from a water-resistant foam. It will not absorb water like your kitchen sponge and stay wet for 6, 7, 8 hours. This will dry in about 2 minutes under just normal room temperature. If it still feels a little damp inside after 2 minutes, turn your ceiling fan on or your air conditioning on and just hold it like this. Hold it in front of the air conditioner or even a hair dryer from a good distance away on the cool setting. Just blow a little air in there. It'll be dry very, very quickly. At this point, the helmet is ready to go back on your child's head. Okay? So, now the final thing about the instruction manual. When we remove the helmet from your child during the breaks, on occasion, we will see marks on your child's forehead, a red mark like this, somewhere along the forehead. We may see red marks right over in this area here. Those red marks will eventually lead to skin breakdown if they are not cared for properly. I have directions on here, or suggestions on here rather, for things that we can use. Do not use anything other than what I have suggested down here on the page of the instruction manual. For these type of red marks that we see here and above the ear, you're going to get yourself Aquaphor for diaper rash. There are 2 kinds of Aquaphor that I know of. There's one that's like a petroleum Vaseline. There's another that is a white cream. I want the one that is the white cream. That works the best. Okay, so again, Aquaphor is for the redness, and you're going to get the white cream. Okay. Secondly, if your baby has a lot of dry skin, itching, flaking, the second thing that you can use is coconut oil. Coconut oil can be spread all over the head, as can the Aquaphor. Neither of these 2 products will cause any irritation, any harm to your child's skin. If you use other products such as A&D ointment, bacitracin, neosporin, any specialty skin softeners that your great-grandparents may have handed down, I do not know what's in those formulas. That stuff can cause a burn on the skin, so please do not use them. Only use what I have written on this form. If I did not write it on this form, on the front or the back, you cannot use it. It could potentially burn your baby's skin. So please follow the directions exactly. If you have any questions, our phone numbers have been provided to you on the folder that was handed out, on the appointment cards. Please call us and ask before you do anything or if you have any concerns. The best suggestion I can give to you is if you see something that you're concerned about, take a picture of it, call the office, and the office staff will tell you exactly where to send that picture so I can evaluate it and get back to you with the information and tell you what to do so we can get your child safely from point A to point B without any issues. The one suggestion that is always the best, if you're seeing something that you're concerned about, slow down. Slowing down is never a bad thing. Taking the helmet off for days at a time is a very bad thing. Your child will grow, the helmet will no longer fit when we try to put it back on, and unfortunately, we would have the need to fabricate a new helmet for your child, and on occasion, the insurance company may not pay for that. So please, do not discontinue using the helmet without calling the office and finding out what the proper procedure is. With that, we're finished with today's discussion. Thank you for paying attention and reviewing the video.